In this video, we're going to be talking about our current dApps that are coming down the pipe and also our dApps that are already live on the Pulse Chain mainnet so you can maximize your DeFi yield. So with no further ado, let me bring up my partner in crime, Mr. Just Ask Jesse in the house.
Hey, everyone.
Fresh back from the Bitcoin conference, right?
Oh, yeah. So I went to the Bitcoin conference with several hexagons, maybe 10, 12 different hexagons from the community. Some of them from other protocols, some that just hang out in Telegram rooms. It was really great to meet some of those people and also to meet some people in the Bitcoin industry. The Highest of Stakes had a booth with Big Kurkowski to kind of pitch the film of Richard Hart. That looked to be very successful there. A lot of people were interested. They got some free energy drinks that had the Highest of Stakes, like printed on the can, it was actually pretty neat, and they tasted great. It was cool to see some people speak and just mingle with people. Also had a chance to tell several people about what POWERCITY has to offer. And some of those Bitcoiners, they're just not familiar with how the EVM chains work, that you can do so many things in blockchain, So they were quite impressed. Wow, you can take loans. You can do all these things right there on chain. And gave out our info and our Telegram and our Twitter handles and stuff to many, many people. It was pretty good.
Good stuff. I guess Bitcoin holders are used to just sending and receiving, right?
Yeah.
And buying on an exchange. What's the morale like on the ground? Are people bullish? Are they bearish?
Well, at a conference like that, I think everybody's kind of bullish. When you walk into a facility and you see just hundreds of booths, all with different things related to Bitcoin. I mean, they had mining machines that were like the size of a small garage, like inside of this building, right? Just some of the technology and the stuff there just would blow people away. This is an industry that continues to grow, that the Bitcoiners are excited for. There's more and more politicians and famous people jumping on board. In fact, Jake Paul showed up, and he stayed at the same hotel that I was at. One of us snapped a picture of him just a few feet away. And he complimented one of the hexagons on the sunglasses the hexagon was wearing, which is kind of cool. So it's really neat to see people fly in, and those people are bullish. They have these popular individuals have lots of followers on their own that are also seeing that, hey, this crypto thing's kind of cool. So I think things are headed in the right direction.
Awesome. We want Bitcoin to grow. Bitcoin spearheads the whole industry. Bitcoin grows, crypto grows, and people find out. They go down the rabbit hole. I'm like I'm sure you did, Jesse, and I did. The first thing I got involved with was Bitcoin, and then I started going into altcoins and DeFi and all this stuff. So yeah, good to hear that. Good to hear that. In other news, we have, obviously, we'll get into our live functioning dApps, but we also have something coming down the pipe soon, right?
Yeah, so we have a really cool tool that is called the Amplifier, and it's a front end for liquid loans initially, right? So it will also be a front end for the Earn protocol and for Flex protocol. At first, this is a front end for the liquid loans protocol. It's on testnet, and you can come in here and you can do everything manually just like you would over at the liquid loan side. You can create a vault, you can jump in the stability pool, jump in the staking pool, do everything you normally would do over there. This is simply a front end, right? But it's much more powerful if you want it to be. You can turn on automations, so you don't have to do clicks daily. You can enable autopilot. That's what it's called. You can set various parameters, and you can just kind of watch this front end just run on its own without you doing any clicks. Or if you kind of want to go down the middle and you say, well, I like the idea of compounding all my positions. I want to claim from here and put here and claim from here and put there, but I don't want to click all those buttons. But I don't really want to turn on the full automations. Well, you can kind of go down the middle too, and you can just click a button that's called compound all. You click that, it does all the functions that you wanted it to do. You see the compound all button right there. It's grayed out at the moment, but you can compound all your positions with one click instead of, say, 4, 5, 6 different transactions. So it's extremely powerful. You can use it as simply as you want to, or as complex as you want to. This is on testnet, and it's launching very, very soon on mainnet for everybody to use against the Liquid Loans protocol.
It's great because, like you said, you could dip your toe in the water, just use it as a basic front end, open a vault, go and deposit into the stability pool, the staking pool, or you can go as granular as you like. You've got 4 strategies there that have the parameters that might appeal to you. If not, you can go down to the custom setting and customize it yourself. So first off, it's going to come for Liquid Loans. Then after that, we've got it coming for Earn and Flex, right?
Yep. Earn and then Flex. And you can see here, even the risky vault section, you can go in here and look at those. If there's anything eligible for liquidation, you'll see those. You can run redemptions right through here. And this front end is interacting directly with the Liquid Loans contract. This is just a graphical user interface, right? That calls the functions of Liquid Loans, right? So you've got, you kind of want this in DeFi. You don't want everything centrally controlled by one entity, for example. The whole idea of a trustless, immutable stablecoin is not only is the code unchangeable, but you have lots of different people running front ends and lots of different choices to interact with those contracts. This is what we've come up with. We think it's extremely powerful, and it's already audited. It's on testnet for you to play with and coming to mainnet extremely soon.
And for people that might be asking, why do we need this? Why do we need this front end with automation? Well, if you've been in DeFi for a while, you know, if you're going in there daily to collect rewards, or maybe you're putting money in certain metaphorical pots, you're doing many clicks, right? And you're doing multiple gas fees. So when you run an automation, you can be going from maybe 5 or even 10 or 12 clicks or gas fees a day down to 1, correct?
Yeah. Now, I don't know how it works completely mathematically, but when you combine a bunch of transactions into a batch, that single transaction does tend to be more expensive than like just a simple send or a simple claim, right? But batching should still be cheaper than running all of the different functions by all the different calls by themselves, signing a transaction like 6, 7, 8 times, as opposed to the system running a batch of 8. You should be able to save money on gas. And what you do with this tool is you fund it. You fund the pulse for the gas in there. When you have autopilot turned on, it will withdraw from your gas tank to fund the gas to run the transactions in the background for you. So I'm not sure what happened there. I think we just lost him. So that's the amplifier.
Sorry about that. I just clicked the wrong button, and I just wanted to address a comment here. Sorry, Jesse, carry on.
Right. So that's the amplifier. And somebody did ask how far off for the earn amplifier. Well, let's get this out for the Liquid Loans contracts. Let's get everybody going on that. Let's spread the word about that as well. I'm sure even maybe the Liquid Loans team might help spread the word as well. And we'll go from there. It's really not difficult for us to launch this for the Earn protocol. I mean, it could be a couple weeks, it could be a month or so, but we want to kind of roll things out one at a time. We don't want like a shotgun blast of everything all at once.
So let's get liquid loans out the door first, and then once that's done, then we'll see Earn at some point, and then Flex. So they're definitely coming down the pipe. So talking about Amplifier coming soon, the good news for people is obviously they have a new dApp they can play with. Maybe even better news for people that like to stake in the core means there's another dApp live that's going to be feeding fees into the core, right? So we can have a look at that now.
Yep.
And just talk about how this works.
And by the way, Amplifier has no token. There's no like token that doesn't do anything or something. It's just a tool. It's just a front end, right? So you all need to understand that. When you're running automations, there's a small fee for each automation. You're still, I mean, if you're still claiming and you're in the yielding pools like the stability pool or the staking pool, you're still profiting, but there's a tiny fee that gets shaved when the system is doing it automatically for you. Okay, that goes to the core. Those fees flow to the core.
So as you know, anyone using Earn, Flex, Portal X Swap, and now Amplifier, a small part of the fees will be going. I mean, a part of those fees will be going to the core. So if you're staking in the core, you could be using Amplifier yourself for whatever sort of strategy you want, accruing DeFi yield, and also staking what tokens or PLP tokens in the core. You'll also be benefiting from people using that too. So let's just touch on this quickly, actually, because obviously some people know about it, some people don't know about how the core works. So let's just touch on AMP shares and how they work in regards to what AMP PLP.
So click over to the stake page. Well, here you can instantly stake. It says create stake. So that's pretty easy. If you have stake your PLP and Watt tokens into an awesome NFT. Okay, so stake Watt. If you click the stake Watt button, it'll show your Watt balance from your wallet, and then you just type the quantity of Watt that you'd like to stake. You stake it, it will create basically an NFT staked position for you, and it'll show you a cool picture that goes along with that NFT, and it'll show you all the underlying rewards that NFT is accumulating. Because once an NFT is created, it now starts accumulating some of those fees that we were talking about. And there's 7, after Amplifier, there's like 7 different tokens that you'll start collecting with that NFT. Now, if you decide to be a liquidity provider and you bring your PLP token back and you stake those, the same thing happens, but you kind of get a bonus. You get a little bit more of a fee share than you would if you had only just brought some Watt. All right, you get a 50% bonus, and that's essentially to cover impermanent loss. Instead of some systems that would be giving you a secondary token, let's say like INC, for example, that's to compensate you for impermanent loss. Well, this method of staking, there's no secondary token. Instead, you just get a higher fee share. You get a higher percentage of those fees. Okay, so you still have an incentive to liquidity provide. It still offsets any impermanent loss that you might get by just simply giving you a bonus on the fees.
So we've got Earn, Flex, Portal X Swap, Amplifier soon, feeding fees to the core. We've also got the NFT Park, Pixel Park, the NFT Marketplace coming as well, and other dApps that we're working on.
That Pixel Park has been a long time in the making, and we have gone through like a year of testing, and it looks great, but we are very adamant that it be absolutely perfect to how we want it and how the community might want it, right? So there's some things that we stripped out of there, some things that we put into there. We got 2 additional devs to come in and help us with some things to really make this thing special and give the community something that they might want. Now, we also understand, check this out. We also understand that the NFT marketplace on Pulse Chain is kind of slow. I mean, there's no denying that. It's kind of slow. I hear that there's one marketplace that's like packed up shop and they're just not going to exist. I hear another marketplace that's got like $400 or $500 worth of volume every day. And my hope is that, this doesn't end up in the same, like in the same boat, right? Now, how many people in the Hex, Pulse Chain, PulseX community like to trade NFTs? It appears with the usage of the others, not a lot. How do we change that? Well, we do have quite a bit of followers on our Twitter from some big names in the NFT industry, and many people who have reached out to us that are extremely excited for what we're bringing. Our hope is that they're holding off until we launch this thing to come to Pulse Chain. But another big piece of this is you just got to simply spread the word. I believe that the big bull market from a few years back, a lot of that was because of the NFT marketplaces. Because NFTs were new, they were the latest, greatest thing, caused a ton of new money to flow into crypto. And it was like, those and memes were like the hottest thing since sliced bread. And it brought a lot of new money to a lot of maybe the younger generation into crypto. And it really, in my opinion, created this massive bull market a few years back. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't think we're going to have a bull market that's created because of NFTs, so to speak, but those same people still exist. And just like we've always said, Ethereum's expensive. Those players that were here a few years back, they still have wallets, they still have crypto, they still have NFTs in their wallets. They still enjoy that stuff. There's still Telegrams and Twitter Spaces where those people enjoy talking about their NFT collections. How do we get those people to come into Pulse Chain where it's cheaper? It's a little bit more efficient to trade NFTs back and forth. Well, we have to spread the word. We can't do everything, right? We're building a lot of different things in Power City, but it's going to require some help from y'all as well to reach out to other communities to bring people into Pulse Chain. Just keep that in mind.
And just on screen at the moment, we can see, just to go back to the call for a bit, we can see the 7 tokens that are highlighted for rewards. So if you like collecting Wrapped Pulse, PXDC, PulseX, Loan, USDL, HexDC, Hex, and obviously more coming down the pipe, then yeah, you can be a staker in the core and let those rewards accrue. Talking about rewards, there's also another protocol that we launched about 3 months ago now. I'm thinking Flex protocol. Mm-hmm. And there's still ways to earn rewards in Flex. Let me just turn my network back to Pulse Chain because we're on the. I'm just getting Flex up, but there's still a few ways to earn rewards, right? Farming Flex by becoming a liquidity provider.
Yes, but I think you're talking about there's still ways to earn rewards for LPing with Earn, right? So when we launched Earn,
yes,
the LPers were incentivized for a period of 60 days to liquidity provide, right? And there were tokens that were remitted out to them, and after 60 days, that ended. Some of those people withdrew their liquidity. Some went over to PHUX protocol, which has its own incentives, which is cool. But we needed a way to maybe continue some of the incentives. So what we did is you can bring your PulseX paired to Earn LP tokens over to Flex protocol and just stake them and get an emission of Flex tokens. All right. It's not only a way to perhaps bring some of the Earn protocol users and introduce them to Flex. It's a very easy introduction. It's like the interface is the same except the colors. But it's also a way to just continue rewarding them for being LP or liquidity providers by giving them Flex tokens that they can then do whatever they want with, stake them for the fees or whatever.
So yeah, we've got different way, like you said, that ended in the Earn protocol, but we still have an incentive for there if you want to be a PLSX and Earn LP provider, and also, of course, if you want to provide liquidity for Flex and Hex, or Hex DC and Hex pair, you can bring those PLP tokens back in here, farm Flex, and then you can stake that Flex token to earn fees in the system too. So DeFi yield on top of DeFi yield. But that is the lay of the land at the moment. I think the biggest news for us is that we have Amplifier ready very soon, as you said, Jesse. So I guess advice would be hold tight for Amplifier for liquid loans. Any other closing words?
That's it. And as always, though, we're never going to stop building. And we hope to just continue delivering one thing after another for quite some time to come.
That's right. And also, we're going to be having a break for the next couple of weeks with our live streams, but we will be back mid-August. So I'll see you then, Jesse.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks for watching, guys. And if you want to check out any of our live dApps, you can find the links in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.